Alright guys, it's Leah with Hedge, Holler, Harvest, and I am in our turkey pen, which is right beside our house, as you can tell behind us. And we are getting ready to move them into a new pen, and we're going to separate out our ducks, which you can hear quacking in the background. But this will be fun for you because they're kind of getting all riled up, so you see their feathers all puffed up. It's kind of cute, so we'll kind of give you a look. So these are our turkeys. They will be Thanksgiving turkeys. We've got some boys and girls in here, so some bigger ones and some little guys. This guy right here, he's a boy. He's all puffed up, mostly because my son was in here making noises and waving his arms at them because they think it's real funny to make them do this. But our turkeys are pretty well tame. If you'll look at the grass, it's kind of short and stomped down a little bit. Got lots of feathers on it. They've been in this pen for about 4 to 5 days. We generally keep them about 4 days. I think this is 5 days. So every 4 days we like to move them. We have this step-in fence right here that we'll take down and we'll move. And then we have this trailer, and the trailer serves 2 purposes. One, because the turkeys need shade, and if we move them to an area of our yard that doesn't have shade, then they have it. And 2, because they like to roost at night. So it's really funny. Late at night, they'll all be crowded around on top of the trailer, and they'll be kind of sleeping, but it's kind of cute. These guys are getting all puffed up. Look at them. They're super cute. Look at this one.
They're chuffing.
They're chuffing. Chuffing at us. There's our ducks. We've got 4 of them.
The one with the curly tail, his name is Curly Fry, and he's our boy.
Yeah, we've got 1 boy and 3 girls. They're now, they're a little bit old enough now where they can start laying eggs. So we're going to actually separate them out from our turkeys and get them on a duck layer feed. So that way we can start getting some duck eggs from them. But those are eggs that you can, or duck layers that you can eat their eggs. And you can also process the birds and eat the bird if you would like to, which maybe eventually when our flock gets a little bigger, we'll do that. But for now, we're just going to work on trying to get some little baby ducks. Okay, so if you see them over there, they're picking up the fence. This is a woven wire electrical fence from Premier Fencing. Actually pretty reasonable. What was it, like a couple $100 for 100 feet?
$200 for 1 section.
Yeah, $200 for 1 section, which is like 100 feet long. 160?
I think so. Again, I'm not real sure. And y'all see that we have used it for our sheep, and the same type of fencing for our sheep. It's just bigger holes.
Yeah, so the woven netting comes in all different sizes depending on the animal you're using to keep it back. This is from their old pen, the fence that you see them taking down right now, from like 4 or 5 days ago. 5 days ago.
We use this as a lead for getting our heat or our electricity to the...
Yep. So our electrical box for this fence is right now is in our garage, which is over there on the other side of our house. And so what we do is we actually hot wired our dog's fence, which they don't care. They just kind of ignore it and stay away from it. They know it's...
From the hot fence, but when they were younger, we kind of trained into it, so now they don't get within 2 feet of it.
Yeah, they are scared. They don't like to be snapped, so they stay away from it as much as possible. So we'll use that as kind of our lead to get this fence hot over here. And that way it doesn't take down any charge from our other livestock fences that are used around the farm. So I do, just like for information though, it is handy to have somebody who's got really big hands like Matt. My hands are not quite big enough to hold the fence. I can only take like 3/4 of it, and then I start to struggle and I need to have somebody else carry the fence for me.
We love teaching people.
So we've got it's got these little stiff ends that you just step in. The most important part when you're running this is that you make sure when you hook it up that you wrap it around and then you hook it back up to your main hot fence. So we have had it before where we did not hook it to the correct fence, and the kids have learned the hard way when we had to chase everything around the yard that the fence wasn't hot because it wasn't hooked up to the correct fence.
I hooked it here before.
Yeah. So if we hooked it up to here, hooked it back up to itself, this fence wouldn't be hot. But because we hooked it to this fence and this fence is hot, then this one will get hot. Yep. So we got the one, they basically have 1, 2, and 3 sides right here. And so we don't have the 4th side in yet, but we're not worried about that. We're going to swipe it from their old pen. So we've got the center blocks so that the feeder is up off the ground a little bit because nobody wants to have a crick in their neck when they're eating. So these guys are super tall. So we'll have the feeder setting on the center block so that way it's up off the ground a little bit. It'll help keep any mud or dirt or grass getting into their feed. It'll hopefully, it also stops them from pooping in it as much. So we put the feeder right here. We also got the feeder from Premier. And Nick's gonna have to, Nick or somebody will go get some feed. But we also got this little rain hat for him. So that way our feed doesn't get wet and destroyed. If it does have any type of rain, we don't have to worry about that.
Hey, one real quick thing. Everyone's worried about, man, you're wasting all this feed. One thing y'all will learn about us is we really care about what goes on below the soil. And so this, oh man, all this waste, it's not waste. Truly what it is, we're feeding the earthworms and we're feeding the microbes. So that's one thing that we really try very hard on. That's why we do so much naturally organic type of farming, is because we care about the microbes, we care about what's below the ground. So, as I say, a lot of people worry about this. To me, we're just feeding the microbes and the worms below to help take care of the things above.
You guys can see, they also really like to eat tomatoes. They kind of tend to fight over them, and they run around the yard with all of them chasing. So, and yeah, they play tag. So when we get a tomato that's bad in our garden or in our greenhouse, then we throw it in here, and for them it's kind of like dessert.
One of the things we're trying, I think it's like 22 weeks it has to be before they start laying, the ducks. So ours are getting up there, if not past it. So one thing we're going to try real hard is see if, because they're just on turkey grower right now, and see if we put them on a layer feed, if that might make them start laying eggs. Because nothing better that makes me happy also is to bring a new product or a product to market
Okay, so they got the duck pen almost all the way built. You'll notice it's considerably smaller than the turkey pen, but you'll see all of the fences kind of merge here in the middle, and this way we can get the ducks over here easily, and so we can connect all of the fences to make sure that they're hot. So this will be the tricky part, is trying to get the ducks in here. And not with the turkeys, because they're not quite used to being separated. We've had them in here for a long time. Gonna quite know what to do because we're separating them out. When they get irritated, their hair gets all ruffled up, which is kind of funny. See if we can get these over there. They went better than I expected.
Duck wrangling 101.
Yeah. All right, Matt, explain to us what you're doing here to get this fence hot.
One of the things we work on is, well, we try very hard to make sure we have gate handles on there, because I don't know about anybody else, but I don't like being shocked. It hurts. Especially, we have a very, very large fencer on ours, because we care so much about our animals. We don't want all the predators to feast on them. So that's where we work real hard on making sure we take care of our animals. And this is how we do it, by making sure we have a hot fence. So we come back to the point of, we make sure we have gate handles on there, so whereas we water the ducks and the turkeys, we can take it off. But this is our lead fence, like we talked about earlier. Our lead fence, and so we gotta be able to always be able to move it. And so that's how you saw me have wire before. We take wire off and add, and always make sure we have a place to add on to make sure. One thing I just found out, and I found out the hard way, is never leave a wire like that hanging. I just got popped the other day. School of Hard Knocks. It was reading about a 10-0 or a 10-4 whenever I got popped. So now I'm getting wiser, I like to think, of my age.
Matt squeals real loudly when he gets hit by an electric fence.
So, and all we do is we hang it. This does not need to be tight, because all it is doing is transferring electricity from the lead wire over to the animals.
It does need to not be touching the ground, though.
Yeah, and before, we want to make sure we have multiple wires. So what this is doing is passing on that wire, the hot, down the line. But what I'll do is I'll have a nice loop that we can pull onto, which will allow for a better connection. So this is all, what it does is it protects the fence, but also it makes it a little bit hotter. So now when we hook it up, we'll have a good,
and it's easier to hook it and off it on.
Boom. I always get worried thinking the kid's going to pull a fast one on Dad and turn the fence on. Boy, the day they find out they do that, oh, will Daddy be mad. So again, I come here. I don't like doing one, so I always do at least 2 or 3. And then I'll hook back to itself, just to make sure. So now we have the fence from the hot to the turkeys, which leads over to the ducks.
And next time we're over here and we just want to get into the turkey pen without it being hot, we can just unhook the green handle without having to go all the way to the fencer to turn it off and on. So Lydia's she went and got some bad green peppers and some bagged tomatoes from our greenhouse that I had laid out for the turkeys. And they're throwing the green peppers to the ducks in
They're
here.
not doing very much because their new pen.
Yeah, the ducks are kind of sad right now. They don't really know what's going on. So
And then I got this.
hopefully they'll find their green peppers. But Lydia's got the tomato, and she's
And
gonna.
the action's getting ready to begin.
Yeah,
He's like, what?
it's pretty fun to watch him do the tomatoes. So there you go. There's the chase with the tomato.
Race is on, and here comes turkey in the back stretch.
Oh, stole
There
it.
it goes again. Got stolen.
Oh, now they're gonna go on the other side. We can't watch them.
Oh, here it comes back.
But they're
Oh, I can kind of sneak it underneath the trailer. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
he's trying to
can
eat.
see it.
Oh, the steel's on.
Coming around. They're a hoot to watch
The
with the
turkey chase.
tomatoes.
Oh, left.
They
I'm
just
gonna
carry
turn
it
right. Oh,
around. They
stolen.
don't actually get a chance to eat it.
This is what farmers do for excitement when
Yeah.
you don't have TV.
The kids love to bring the tomatoes over here to the turkeys.
Oh, left, right. I'll do play-by-play.
Oh.
Tag team. Who needs hockey when you got turkey? Turkey and tomatoes.
I think they've decimated that tomato.
Oh,
Oh. There's not really anything left to it.
I would eat that, buddy, before they take it all from you. And it's gone.
And it's gone. So what we do so we don't have to keep hauling the bags to feed is we'll set the bag of turkey feed and the bag of duck feed in our trash can here. It did used to have like a normal trash can lid, but normal trash can lids tend to either, if they're not setting on just right, they leak all over the place. So we actually had a creep feeder lid that we don't use right now, and we stuck it over the top of that, so it's kind of like its own little rain hat too. Thanks for watching us move all the turkeys and the ducks, and we hope that you liked our video and that you want to see more about our farm and the things that we do. And if you do, please be sure to subscribe and like our video, because the more that you do that, the more it helps us. Thanks.